Gonna be interesting. Oh dang!
What's up, dude? Come here.
What's up? It's
How's it going?
KristoferYee. Alright, day one done. Oh, still gotta edit. Oh, jeez.
Are you guys excited about Ryzen?
All right, everyone, we just got to CES today, and we literally went straight to the Venetian into the AMD event where the Radeon 7 or the Vega 7 was announced. $699. Looks like it's going to be somewhere around the RTX 2080 in terms of performance. And then I guess after that they teased, well, they talked about the new Epyc at 7 nanometers, and then they teased the new Ryzen at, again, I believe it's going to be 7 nanometers. But the chiplet design, the die that Lisa Su held up, showed that they have more space on the substrate for another Zen 8-core 16-thread die right on there. So the rumors for the 16-core AM4 CPU, this gave a little bit of credence to that. Now, whether the AM4 socket can support that is another question. However, they did run this early, I guess, engineering sample against an i9 9900K head-to-head on Cinebench, and as you know, stock to stock, as far as we could tell. I mean, we really couldn't see too much from where we were. We really don't know the exact details about how the stuff was tested, but assuming it was stock to stock, they scored about the same. And that's a big deal, honestly, for AMD, because that means that more or less that they have closed the gap with, I guess, gaming performance, individual per core performance with Intel. And if they've closed the gap and come in at a like I say, lower price bracket, that's kind of a big deal too. And then on top of all that, the new I/O is going to support PCI Express 4.0. They're getting ahead of the game there, and that's really great because as NVMe and other things like that become more dependent on PCIe bandwidth, then PCIe 4.0 is going to allow for greater bandwidth, and you will be, even though you might be stuck to 16 lanes, you will still have enough bandwidth, I think, even with the lane split up a little bit, that everything will still run at full speed. Lots of good stuff coming out of the AMD event. We went straight there, didn't have too much to document ahead of that. Everything was packed up right up until we got there. Met up with KristoferYee, and he helped out here and there. I just really want to thank KristoferYee for helping me out throughout the day, because once we went to some other suites and other stuff, he helped do the camera work for me, and again, I couldn't thank you enough, Chris. So everybody, if you don't know who KristoferYee is, go ahead and check his channel out. Link will be in the description below. And everyone else, well, here comes more on CES, our day one.
And what you can see, let's take a look at the Cinebench scores. Ryzen looks like 2057. Our competitor is running at 2040. So that sounds like a win. Does it sound like a win?
Hey everyone, Chris Coalition Gaming here. We're at the Creative Suite, and well, I'm going to link below the G6 sort of audio interface DAC that they released, that Homebrew Hero review. It's a really awesome product, but a new upcoming product that they have that I find really awesome is this Sound Blaster sound card. I'm not sure if I can allow to hold it, so I'm going to set it down right now. There'll be some B-roll over this, but just to talk you guys through the features of it, is that it's a PCIe sound card. I really like that sound cards are making a comeback. It's got all the high fidelity features as well as Sound Blaster stuff to make it good for gaming, but more importantly as a breakout box that has XLR connections and a way to connect advanced microphones, condenser mics, things with phantom power, and so on and so forth. Now, in terms of audio capability, this is definitely up there, and in terms of functionality and everything, this brings together what you would need out of a USB XLR interface and a sound card into one unit, and that is honestly really freaking cool. Hey everyone, Chris with Coalition Gaming here at the Coolermaster Suite, and there is some really cool stuff here. One, which good friend Danny from Nerd on a Budget I'm sure will be a fan of, is we have this case here. This is the Master Box Q500 L. This little build is incredibly customizable. You have soft material here, you have the hard metal material, as well as just plastic if you wanted to go that route. And the cool thing about all that is also the handles are interchangeable. I'm going to repeat that. Handles, right? Okay, so you also have I/O down here that can be moved anywhere because it's just sort of a universal mounting you can put, and you just reroute the wires to the necessary ports. It's a really nice little micro ATX chassis. And there's a lot more to what's going on with the Coolermaster stuff, but the shining piece here is the case. So let's move on to the next stuff. Okay, so I'm over here with the Master Box NR600, but inside it is what's really drawing my eye is what they call the MA610M, which is basically a Threadripper, but that you can use it on a broader range of CPUs. That is an amazing looking cooler, definitely. That is something that I'm looking forward to later on this year. Sometime around Computex is when I'm hearing it may be coming out. And yeah, that's great. Now, the mesh on this case with the RGB has a really kind of good reflection look on it. And you'll see in the B-roll that I have right now. And that reflectiveness of the mesh on there with the RGB adds another kind of different look. So if RGB is something that you're into, then it's definitely something that's very nice. But again, this cooler, wow, I'm definitely looking forward to that because it's just such an awesome cooler, right? So something interesting about Coolermaster is that they actually do design and produce some of their own products in-house, including power supplies. And so there'll be some B-roll up of that right now. But this XG750 that they are putting out now as one of their new products, the RGB has the data display on the side. Well, taken apart compared to a competitor's, there's a lot less gunk inside. That's going to be, well, they're just basically optimizing power supplies. So you take it however you guys might, but a company that designs and produces in-house has a leg up over companies that simply customize designs for Chinese ODMs or OEMs and stuff like that. It could be a good thing. So if you guys like that, then great. It's just some information that I'd like to share that they shared with us here at CES. Moving on down the line, we also have coolers, how they're combining convection style cooling, I guess you could call it, with 3D vapor chamber as well as traditional heat pipes and in their coolers. So while their fin stacks may not be getting as optimized as some competitors, their heat pipe design and contact plate design is definitely something that is going to help them out in the long run. And finally, a lot of other products they have, like the aim pad that has all analog keys. So if you're into analog use, need pressure sensitive stuff, the aim pad is definitely something that could help with that. That's something that they also came up with and designed. And it uses, this is what's interesting, it uses a hybrid mechanical, I think it's a Cherry Red or MX Red speed, switch with an infrared sensor inside. So it is hybrid optical and mechanical. It's not just straight optical as some other competitors might be. And I think that's an interesting design choice for that, because you do get the actual clickiness of a mechanical, but you do also get the advantage of full analog, and it's measured optically. So I guess how much more accurate can you get with something like that? So this is the innovation table at Coolermaster here at CES 2019. Let's see what else we got. All right, so now we're at Coolermaster's, I guess you could say, RGB office. This is sick. This is a sick gamer setup, I gotta say. And they have everything Coolermaster here, and some interesting products as well. And I know it's a normal product already. This is a Coolermaster chair I'm sitting in. This is not, I didn't know they made chairs, but this is kind of a nice chair. It's very firm, kind of comfortable. But moving down along the line, we have their double-sided Rgb mouse pad. And by double-sided is here we have smooth metallic. You flip it over. And now we have the nice cloth. And you can change the colors of it in software, or I believe through a button on here, as well as you have the Coolermaster mouse. I think this is a M8 something or other. It has a D-pad on it and a little screen. So this is something we have. I got to do a review video on it. We're going to be talking about this a bit more. Really nice mouse setup still, though. And now we get on to the bit of the new products here. And I believe this was the SK series keyboard. Solid keyboard, but mechanical keyboard, that's cool and all. But you see the microphone right here. That's right, Coolermaster is going to be stepping into the microphone game. And this is going to be a USB microphone. Has a adjustability, but as well you can change the pattern on it. It can be omnidirectional, cardioid, and I believe a few others. This is going to be due later out this year, from what I'm being told. And then we have another interesting product that I'm actually hoping to see them upgrade a bit too, is I guess it's a DAC. It's a high-end DAC. You can plug any, as they claim, they can plug any headphones headset into it, and it will improve the sound quality. You have adjustments available to it, volume control right there. It would be interesting to see XLR added to that. It is something that they said that they wanted to explore. And a mixer from Coolermaster, RGB light up, something simple. They're saying that they kind of want to use this for consoles as well. So something that could be universal across, I guess, desktops and consoles. Kind of a neat little feature, and it's kind of a good little value add when it comes to that. As well as they have their, what is this one? It's a headphone stand, or headset stand, but it's a GS750. I believe it has key wireless charging into the base. I believe this is a product that might already be out, but if not, definitely this year. If you have a wireless phone on there, so you can, it'll charge it. It's a nice little feature for modern phones nowadays that keep adding wireless charging to it. But, you know, little headset stand. Really nice. Going on over here, we have Coolermaster's flagship case, the Cosmos C700M. But there's a lot going on in here, and a little bit more as well that you can see. They have a pre-production AIO pump that has RGB, but with a clear lid. You can see that in there. Now, I think that's really nice because, as somebody mentioned, it'd be nice to have a Kraken competitor, and having that cooler cut out like that with the RGB in it would look awesome. Right, Chris?
Yes.
All right, so we have all this cool stuff from Coolermaster, this RGB out setup. Hopefully you guys like this. This is going to wrap up my coverage of Coolermaster. Thank you guys for watching, and thank Coolermaster for the invitation. And a special thanks to KristoferYee for handling the camera and shaking a little bit because it's kind of hard to hold it.